Hey guys, I wanted to take a second to talk about the Simone Biles and Riley Gaines situation. Simone Biles, for one, is a well-known gymnast. She's amazing. I want to say top 5 gymnasts in the entire universe. She's incredibly good. Just a couple hours ago, and it's over a day ago, she posted something on X where she basically came for Riley Gaines. And for those of you who don't know Riley Gaines, she has been the face and incredible voice and beauty of movement support in women's sports and just trying to protect the category of female sports. And she became that voice. I don't think that's what she wanted to do, but having lived a personal experience, she just knew that there was no way she was going to keep quiet. And just to give you a little context, not quite long ago, she had to compete against a biological male, and she lost to a biological male. And there are obviously people saying, well, you lost fair, square, whatever, just take your loss and get out. But technically she didn't lose, because she didn't lose against someone of her own sex. Okay, can we just say that for a quick second? No shade, this is just biological facts. Let's just settle down for a second, because I feel like people are gonna get upset real quick. But think about that for a second. And also, just a fun fact, why were categories ever created? Okay, if there is no difference between male and female, why do we have categories in the first place? Okay, so Riley Gaines' stance is, we have categories to protect females. We have categories to protect these two groups of people so they can compete on a fair playing field, right? Everything needs to be fair, so that's why we have these categories, right? A female should go against a female in any set sport. And that has always been the case for as long as we can remember, okay? And don't come with me with times are changing and think, nah, don't do that, okay? Stop. So I've always been of the view that we can disagree. We should disagree, right? In a fair, civil, democratic society, we still have the voice, we still have, we can still talk about these things. We can still disagree, and that's okay, right? Thank God for that. So when Simone Biles tweeted what she tweeted a couple hours ago, over a day ago, I don't know. There's so much to unpack, okay? So this is the tweet right there, okay? You can see that. In the tweet, as you can see, she not only tells Riley what to do, which is you can champion the trans community instead of like trying to pull them whatever down, and you're just a sore loser, like whatever. I'm like, honey, when in your entire career did you ever have to like compete against a man? And I'll wait. 0 times, okay? 0, not once, okay? You became a household name in your area of expertise, gymnastics, because you were always competing in a fair playing field, okay? Point number 1. Point number 2, how are you going to body shame another woman because she's a little muscular? Have you seen you compared to Riley? You guys have more or less the same muscular stature, and that is only because of how much time and energy and commitment you've given to your sport, which should be encouraged, which is amazing. How are you gonna backflip right now? This is what I've always said. If you don't stand for truth, you're gonna fall for anything. The bottom line, as Joe Biden would say, the bottom line is this: because one is trying to pander to a community and another is trying to stand for truth, you will always see the difference, okay? I get that you want to champion a community that feels that they've been, I guess, ostracized. I get that. I'm right there with you, all right? But you cannot sacrifice truth, because when you do that, you're not part of the solution, you're part of the problem. Because you're doing that, but guess what? You're sacrificing the livelihood of girls who are just trying to make their dreams a reality. And might I add, you used to be one of those girls. Imagine if you had to compete against a man in your own category. How would you feel? How many medals do you think you would have won? But when you want to change what is truth, just because you want to accommodate a specific group of people, remember, when you're doing that, the other group, another group is going to suffer. And in this case, young girls and young women who are trying to succeed in their sports are going to suffer. So you know what you can always do? You can always say the truth. That you can do. Because even when you offend people by saying the truth, you can be sure that you're not doing anything wrong at the end of the day. Because trust me, people will be offended regardless. But even when they're offended, they can never say you lie. Anyways, that's my 2 cents. So let me know what you think. Do you think it's fair that Simone Biles is coming for Riley? Or do you think Riley's on the right? Because I know for a fact that she's absolutely right in what she's defending. And I know that Simone Biles is absolutely wrong. But I want to know what you think, so hit me up. Okay, bye.